Yeah, you can try to fake confidence. You can have false confidence, but one thing about it is when you've done the work and when you know your ability and you know your skill and you've put in so much into something that can't nobody really tell you nothing. That's how you become naturally confident about something. Is because it's yo. You already know, man. You already know. It's that. It's that. Yes, sir. I'm here, baby. You already know who else here. It's J.U. Kingmeechyyy. J.U. and Kingmeechyyy, we in the building, man.
Definitely.
How you doing, brother?
Bro, I'm doing great, my nigga. Hey, 1K.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1K.
Big 1K.
We are really at 1.3 right now. By the time y'all see this, it might be 1.5.
Shit, probably 1.9
Really?
thousand.
I guess the next goal, like the next major goal for like the channel, and y'all gonna get that boxing content too soon. Y'all gonna get that very soon. But I guess like the next major goal, we're going for 10K. You know what I'm saying? The 5's cool to say and all that, but you know what I'm saying? We adding an extra zero on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We're going for 10K. You know what I'm saying?
10K is bigger vibes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But how we doing on this Valentine's Day? Hey, happy Valentine's Day to all y'all, man. Make sure y'all tell y'all loved ones.
Shout out to love, man. And I know like in this space, self improvement, and we got like the red pill guys over there. They really ain't with the love shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like love is important, and this relationships are important. You know what I'm saying? As far as like not even just like a girlfriend or a wife or anything, like just like the relationships you have. Like a lot of like rich people, they say like, yeah, when they get to a certain point, like the most important thing, like once you done bought everything you can buy, the most important thing is like who you can share it with. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey, yeah.
if you got someone to love, enjoy that. If not, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just keep working on yourself. Love yourself, treat yourself to something today.
Definitely. Those connections, build bonds with people. Like, just to say, even if it's not your girlfriend, like your mom, make sure you get your mom some flowers. Like, text her, let her know you love her.
Yeah, like man. That. Spread the love there, man. Spread the love.
Definitely. But we in this thing. What we talking about today? What we talking about?
So first we're gonna go into like we was talking about in the last episode, like just people calling themselves demons, but I think personal demons is it's a subject like this gets talked about sometimes, but not really in depth because I feel like most people have something that they're struggling with that they don't speak about now, especially us as men, which I think we should talk about just like fighting those battles the proper way to, because like personal demons, it can mean a lot of different things. It can be anything from addictions to just some traumatic experience that you've had in your life that's affecting you now. It could be a generational curse. It could be something you did that you still carrying with you. It might just be in your DNA. You know what I'm saying? We all got like like the trauma from slavery for like Black Americans and like anybody else that whose people was in slavery. Like that's in your DNA as well. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely is, and I feel like it's important to actually talk about it because as men, we don't be talking about stuff. We are taught to, suck it up, keep going, blah blah blah.
And we try to make this a safe space for men.
Yeah.
Which we don't have to talk about exactly what personal demons we're going through if we not ready to, but just the process like of dealing with stuff. Like I could say like a big one for me at a time was just being able to like I went like a year or two, maybe 3, just like being highly like addicted to nicotine. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that was like a personal demon for me because, and it was something I didn't know. I feel like the worst type of addictions are the insidious ones where you don't know it's affecting you until it's really affected you. You know what I'm saying? And like how I got out of that was just learning how to flip that switch to where like, look, I can't do this no more, no matter what I'm gonna go through as far as withdrawals, because it took me a long time. I stopped and got back on it plenty of times, and like I said, like I didn't know that I didn't even know I had a nicotine addiction because like it came through like smoking weed and like backwoods and stuff like that. So if you're doing stuff like that, a lot of the time I learned that from music. I learned that from rappers and stuff like that. I think I spoke about that before, and it led me to that nicotine addiction, which it took me like a while, but it affected my life because I was getting high every day, smoking blunts like they were cigarettes, and I wasn't like fully present for like a good 2-3 years of my life.
Gotcha, I like that. But how did you face that? Like, how did you heal? Basically, how did you heal from it?
Well, it was multiple times of telling myself I'm gonna stop, or I'm gonna do this day, I'm gonna do this day. I was like, different traumatic stuff happened around that time, so I was kind of using it to cope. But then, literally, the biggest thing was keeping myself away from it. So, like, I have like a group of friends and all that, like we all do. But for a long period of time, I had to step away from them because they were still smoking nicotine. Like, a lot of them don't anymore, and they recently stopped, which I'm very proud of them for that. But during that time when I stopped, I couldn't be around them for a while. It was a good couple of months that I had to like be more to myself. I had to start meditating. I had to start doing other activities besides smoking, and not put myself around that because I knew like I'm going through these withdrawals. I want that shit bad. I'm having nice sweats. I'm shaking and shit.
God,
like,
damn.
know what I'm saying? Like, it was real heavy. Like, I couldn't imagine being on crack or cigarettes or anything like that. Like, well, I think the tobacco, like, nicotine in general, like, it's crazy, but I couldn't imagine being on like heroin or crack or anything like that, because like the withdrawals I felt just from nicotine and weed, it was like very physical. It's like you really got that itch, you really want it, you don't know how to stop, and it just took me taking myself out that environment and switching the habits. So started hitting the gym more, meditating, like I just said, and it was probably some other things. Started reading a lot more, just to like put my mind in a different space until like I got through it. Because with me, it's like it took me like a good 3 days of like hard withdrawals, and then after that it was kind of smooth sailing. Of course, you get the urge every now and again, but you know what I'm saying, it was kind of easy to get over after those 3 days.
Gotcha, that's good. Like, and how did it affect your life since, like, because that shit sounds like some OP symptoms, I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, since I've been able to be more present, I don't have, like, if I smoke, it's smoke when I want to, because, like, well, yeah, basically because I want to. It's not like, oh, I have a need to, because when you're in that addiction, like, you have nicotine addiction, you smoking weed every day, it's like you need it. It's not even fun anymore. It's like you need that shit to function, and like that's when you know you have a problem. It's like you don't want the shit, you feel like you need it, which it takes time to get over that mental hump of feeling like you need it. But other ways it affected my life positively after stopping was, yeah, being more present, better shape, better health. I had like a crazy cough for months that like I was able to get rid of. Yeah, the being more present just helps you in all areas of your life, and by that I mean being out of your head. A lot of times when we're like, to me, like, just like the weed and nicotine cocktail, it made me like have more anxiety, more insecure. So I was just kind of stuck in my head, and it made me forget who I was for a while, because before, like that was like my freshman year of college, like right when I stopped playing football. Before that, I barely even smoked, and I just was like the kind of playboy athlete type of dude, you know what I'm saying? And I literally like forgot who I was, like, and people was identifying me as a stoner, which I did not like at all. So it made me like remember like who I was and the things that I'm really capable of, and made me strive for my goals even harder too.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm glad you got off that. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm glad you got off that. But like with me, it was never like, don't get me wrong, I got off Nick, but like a real life demon, and I've never spoken on this shit before. Like, so like bear with me. Bro, it was like for me, when I was a kid, it was like when I lost my virginity, real life, like it was a crazy situation. Like I fucked a bitch And then like a week later she was like, yeah, I'm pregnant, blah blah blah. And I was like, mind you, I was a virgin before this, so I was like, I started freaking out, like, oh my goodness, what the fuck I'm gonna do? Like, I lived with my dad at the time, like, yeah, I'm not telling this nigga I got this bitch pregnant, because then he gonna be pissed. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, my brother's at college, I don't got this nigga, and I'm by myself. And I was like, and he was the reason like I met the bitch, so I was mad at this nigga too. So it was like that shit, like, and I say like that shit lived with me for like up until like recently, damn near, because it was like going through that shit, it kind of scarred a nigga. Like,
yeah, you were probably one for hard for you to trust women, and you probably affected like the way you interacted with women.
It did.
Being like afraid for it to go through that situation again, and that like just like the whole situation, which I'll tell you guys eventually, as far as like a girl getting me locked up, like it kind of had that same effect as far as like how I interact for like a year. It was like I interacted with women with like no trust at all. Like I couldn't trust a girl to do anything, or like be alone in my place, or like I couldn't get too close to a shorty because I felt like if I did, she'd have something to hold against me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
But if I made her mad in a certain type of way, like I would go through the same shit again.
Hey, yeah. But it's literally trauma. Like that shit is trauma. And for me, that was my first like bitch I ever fucked. So think about it. That shit was traumatic as fuck. And I'm thinking like, how the fuck I'm gonna do this? Blah blah blah. Come to find out, the kid wasn't mine. The kid, we're good on that. And like now that like looking back on it, having this conversation, oh definitely. Come to find out, we pretty sure the bitch was pregnant with like another nigga kid before. Like, and she just tried to put it on me so I can give her the bread, like, bro. And like this the whole process, she was like, just send me the money. It was like, boom. I didn't, bro. When I say I was finna send that shit easy, oh my goodness, I was gonna get that shit going.
I know so many people get finessed by shorties like that. That's why, like, no matter how close you are to a Joan, always get that test. Get that
literally
test. And you can get a DNA test while she's pregnant as well. I forgot like with it's like a certain amount of weeks she gotta be, but you can get a DNA test while she's pregnant. I know dudes because that have signed birth certificates and they wasn't the father. The other dude, like the other dude knows, the girl knows, but that dude never knew, or maybe the guy found out and he's still liable for child support because he signed that birth certificate. So it's like so it's understandable why like those type of situations can give a nigga trauma. It's just we need safe spaces like this so you can talk about those things and we can talk about solutions on how to deal with these traumas, because like shit gets deep. I know men who've been sexually assaulted and things like that, and it takes a while for them to open up about it to somebody, and it fucks with them. Now I'm saying, like, I've had situations where I feel like I was sexually assaulted, whether it was one time I'm messing with a girl and like she's a little bit bigger than me, and she's like riding me or whatever, and I'm finished, but she's like, nah, you gonna keep giving me this dick, and like if a guy said that shit to a woman, like it's automatically the R word. But for like in my situation, I was just kind of like froze and stuck, cause it's like, do I hit her? Do I push her off me? Like, what do I do in this moment? Like, if I push her or if I hit her, is she gonna say that I did something to her and lie or do this or do that? Like, that situation was something I held on to for a while. Like, I wouldn't even let a joint get on top of me for a while after that, because it's like, nah, like I need to stay in control type shit.
Oh yeah. And literally, like, all that shit is trauma. And, like, I feel like it's good to actually, like, talk about this shit with, like, people. Because that's what helped me. Like, I had to talk about, like, I talked about it with my mom. I was like, yeah, that shit was crazy. Like, and, like, since then, like, I'm good now. But, like, after that happened, I was the same way. Like, I was not fucking That's why I am the way I am. Like, why I'm so particular on bitches I fuck now. It's literally because that situation. Like, that shit kind of fucked me up, not gonna lie. But, like, it's all about, like, even though shit happens, like, you still gotta try to move past it, like, move on and heal. And, like, forget a person for whatever the fuck. Even the fat bitch that was around you crazy. Like, like you gotta let that shit go.
Oh, yeah, you have to. And, And, like, the best way is literally forgiveness. Because if I hold resentment over anybody that did anything to me in life, they got power over me now. Exactly. And that's a big thing. Like, I had to understand. Like, it's, like, even if it's no personal accountability to find in that situation, which if somebody did it to me, it's like, I mean, like I say, like if you're a dude, you let a woman into your life, like and you put your dick in her, you got to take accountability for doing that, and whatever comes after that is like part of you. But for other situations where you didn't do nothing, like say you just walking down the street and somebody just start pistol whipping you, know what I'm saying? Like even then, like you might feel some personal accountability, like damn, I was like lacking so hard, type shit. But at the end of the day, like holding resentment over people for stuff and just harboring negative feelings, I feel like those are the things that like breed disease and stuff inside people. So I try to like forgive. Of course, you're never gonna forget. I'm not saying like you can fuck with the person again. Like hell no. Like you can just treat them like they gone, they dead. Like, or you want to get to the point where if they come up or if you see them, it's just you feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to feel good or bad about the motherfucker. Like it just is what it is, and you've moved on in life, and you continue to work on yourself and better yourself. So it doesn't matter what anybody say. Like even if people know or try to like hold your traumas against you or embarrass you about your traumas, like as long as you like keep succeeding and keep going higher in life, and they still gonna be talking about the old shit while you over here you just got your new Bugatti and parking that bitch next to your Lambo, and that both of them bitches matching colors and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
That is definitely hard. So I like how you bring, because that brings up our next topic. Because like always try to elevate, succeeding, even so people still might talk, but it's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking on that, when it comes down to that, like when we're in this process, especially like when we are healing from stuff, it's so important not to chase momentary happiness. Mm-hmm. And when I mean momentary happiness, monetary?
Yeah, monetary.
There we go. Monetary happiness. Like things that get you happy for that instance. Like I feel like we all got triggers. Like some people it's food, some people it's porn, fucking
that instant gratification.
Literally instant gratification. Cause like in the moment you eating all this food or jerking off your dick, yeah, it feels good. But after you do it, you probably feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like
shit. You might feel disgusted with yourself.
Literally. And I feel like that's why it's so important to stay on your purpose in this journey. Like, no, like, that shit really won't make you happy for the long term. Mm-hmm. No, it will make you happy for the long term, which will be chasing your purpose, peeling back those onions, like Hamza said. Mm-hmm. Like, make sure you're peeling back those layers and always moving forward.
Yeah, man, you gotta keep moving forward. You don't, and then it's like I've been doing like a little bit of research about like dopamine and stuff, and it's like when you engage, like let's use the food thing for example, it's like you engaging in this instant dopamine so much that it kind of like it fucks up your dopamine chemistry to where like it makes trying to do other stuff for long term gratification even harder to do, because like you've been abusing your dopamine, and now your base level of dopamine is different than where it used to be. Like I say, I'm telling y'all bro science a little bit right now because I don't know the specifics about it, but I just know that indulging in certain things is going to be bad for you long term. It's going to make doing the hard work when you don't feel like it twice as hard, because you're used to easy work. You're used to getting dopamine so easily.
Definitely. And that's why it's good to take dopamine breaks. So dopamine breaks, like stop doing certain stuff or like cut back. And I feel like on this journey, it's so important to do that because it's going to help you.
Yeah, it's like the dopamine fast or the dopamine detox. Like you don't want to, and then like it's so much small things that give us dopamine that we don't even realize. Like a girl shaking her ass on Instagram, that's going to activate the same shit of you like watching porn and stuff like that. So,
just being on Instagram.
Yeah, literally being on Instagram or posting like a lot of, especially women,
getting
they get
likes,
hella,
like the notifications.
The notifications. Like you keep checking, see how many notifications you got after you post something. Like that's all like giving you dopamine hits. Playing video games every time your character go up a little bit, like that's all dopamine hits, when in reality you should be working on your real life character, because we in this real life video game right now where you can do whatever you want. You just have to build yourself up to be able to do it. I understand.
That is very true. And that's why I said that's why it's so harder for some people to get ahead in life, because they're so used to having that dopamine. So when it's not there, it's like you don't want to do anything. It's like you almost have to you do have to force yourself to start doing it. But once you start doing it, it gets a lot easier and easier and easier. And like take it little by little, like just do one productive thing a day. Like start off with one, then go to two, then go to three. Like I've noticed now, like especially now, I've been able to be way more productive in the day. Like at first I can only run a day. Like at first when I first started, the only thing I could do was run. I feel like that's my one productive thing for the day. That's all I'm doing. Now I can fucking study, do flash. I've been learning Spanish. I've made some Spanish flashcards.
Yeah,
I've been going
hard.
crazy.
That's hard.
Really.
And that's how you need to do, because it's like in reality, you boom, you got your 24 hours in a day. You have your time you go to sleep, and you have probably certain other like necessities or like things you need to do in your schedule. But reality, we all have so much time. Just think about the time you spend scrolling or watching Netflix and doing that, which every once in a while those things aren't bad, but it adds up. Even just fucking like you might think like, okay, I just watched 4 episodes of this show a day, and you watching them 4 episodes a day, and those episodes are 45 minutes long. Now you're up over like what 2.5 hours of just watching that show a day, and that's times 7, 16, 17 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? Like all that time add up to shit you could have been doing productively. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're gonna be doing YouTube reviews on those shows that you fucking binge watching and shit. You know what I'm saying? Which now you switching it to something that can be productive. And that's the thing. It's not nothing in this day and age that you can't monetize for long term success.
That is very
damn
true.
near everything you like to do, even fucking like I wouldn't be the one to I wouldn't even, it's probably bad advice, even like food and shit. Like I mean, like if you're doing food reviews, I advise you to only eat that one meal that you're doing a review on a day. Like don't go crazy and do like 6 food reviews in a day. Now you're fucking up your health just for money and shit like that. Which back to like monetary happiness, like yeah, it's cool. Like money solves a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? Money does solve a lot of problems, and a lot of those problems can lead to you being happier. But you have to know, like at the end of the day, it's just a tool. It's just a tool for you to acquire that freedom that you really want. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, because that's what you really want. You don't want the food. Like that food is just a replacement because you can't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have $1 million sitting right here. So the closest best thing you're gonna get to feeling good is that food or that masturbation or whatever it is. That's why it's so important to slowly like just take it off and slowly do good shit so you know you can actually get that million. Like start working towards it, even if it's little by little. So eventually you'll have that million and you don't have to. And then once you start getting to that million, you won't want food the same way. You won't even look at it the same way.
Mm-hmm. You should, especially like food, you should look at it like everything is purposeful. You know what I'm saying? Literally. It's a purpose. It's a reason why we're able to come. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be abusing it by jacking off every day, and now we some little spineless, weak motherfucker that can't talk to women. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like watch my profanity too as we go. Like I'm trying to keep that in my head because we getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? The show getting bigger. We just need to
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like just a side tangent before we take this little break. I feel like the more words you know, the less profanity you'll use. You know what I'm saying? Because your vocabulary is so built up.
That is very so true. Boom. And on this journey, like I feel like one thing we probably have talked about it, but we can go into a little more depth. When you're peeling back these onions, like chasing your purpose in this life, living many lives in one, it builds confidence. And I feel like a lot of people, they don't have confidence because they're not in their purpose. Like once you really walk in your purpose or start to walk in your purpose, you feel better about yourself. You feel more confident. You don't feel like you need to jerk off every fucking day. Mm-hmm. And I feel like people, they don't understand it because they haven't tried it yet.
They haven't tried it, and one thing about it is, yeah, you can try to fake confidence, you can have false confidence, but one thing about it is when you've done the work and when you know your ability and you know your skill and you've put in so much into something that can't nobody really tell you nothing, that's how you become naturally confident about something. Is because it's like talking about a subject that you know a lot about. You're gonna seem confident while you're speaking, because especially if you know more than what you're saying, if you know more than what you're saying, you're gonna feel like very, very confident about what you're saying. But yeah, it's about just staying on that path and working hard. Like if you working hard and working smart as well, like you know what I'm saying, I'm a firm believer in working smart over working hard, but if you know what you're talking about, if you are very well versed in whatever subject or whatever you got going on, even like girls, like in the experience too, like just having experience in things, like I think I've said that before, like it builds that confidence up to where now I've been here before. I already know what's going on. It's like first time quarterback being in the Super Bowl versus a quarterback that's been in 3-4 Super Bowls already. Like, you gonna see, yeah, that first time quarterback, he might come in there confident, but a lot of times we see it with that little deer in the headlights look, and they taking sacks they wouldn't normally took, or throwing interceptions and throwing crazy passes that they normally wouldn't have thrown in a regular game. It's because they haven't been there before. They don't have that experience. That other quarterback who's seasoned, he already know what's going on. He already know the temperature. Like, he's gonna appear more confident because that experience, and he's done the work before.
Definitely. And I like the fact that you said faking confidence. It is so important not to fake. I mean, I like the term fake it till you make it to some sort of degree.
Yeah.
But at some point, you gotta make it. Like, you can't, like,
yeah.
when you keep faking it, it's gonna show. Like, people are gonna see that because, you know, girls smell that shit from a mile away. If they feel like you faking confident, they're gonna know it.
Yeah, I feel like it can work for you in some sense, like you said, but it's like in the long term, you want to have that natural confidence, because even like faking it in the beginning, like it can lead you to having that natural confidence, but you just gotta know like when and where not to use it. Like with women, it might work more often than trying to.
In a business mean, like.
Yeah. Like a business meeting is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't have experience, and you just up there trying to wing it, trying to act like you know, like people gonna see right through you at that point. Like that was a good example. A business meeting, or just anything that like requires like an actual hardened skill, like anything. And like you can go like a job, that can be a good example. It can be because like you can fake something on your resume and just learn it when you get there type shit, but it's not gonna work all the time. Sometimes you might have faked that you know how to code, and they sit you down in front of the computer and you're looking at it like it's Chinese and you don't know any coding languages and stuff like that. So yeah, it's better to just have that experience and do the hard work, so you coming into that shit with that natural confidence, whether it's woman, a job, a sport, whatever you do. As long as you put that hard work in, you're gonna have the natural confidence.
You will, and it's important just to put in the work. Like, and when you first start out, yeah, you might not be the best at it, and that's okay. That's okay. Nobody's the best at everything when they first start out. But like, just keep being persistent. And that's with anything. Like with women, like I feel like we've all tried to. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've definitely faked confidence once in my before. Like, oh my goodness, one time we was at the beach. I put up on this bad joint. Like, I'm talking the cutest girl in the beach. I was so nervous, and I know she smelled that shit. But I went up to her like I was confident, bro. I swear I did.
As I said, like with women, it can more so work, and a lot of times with dudes, like you don't even have, like with women, you shouldn't even have to like really fake confidence. Just stay out of your fucking head. Like, you stay out of your head and stay present in the moment. Like the nervousness, because usually like anxiety is kind of like worrying about what can happen, or you thinking about the scenarios, or you think about rejection and stuff. Like, nah, just stay present in the moment, and you won't even have to worry about like kind of faking your confidence. It's just everything should just kind of naturally flow, you know.
I like that a lot. I wish you would have told me that about 2 years ago. No doubt.
But again, like women, sometimes they can smell it, but a lot of them, they're not gonna be able to tell if like you're really like confident or not, unless you trying to act confident, but they see you sweating, and they can tell by your body cues and things like that that he's not the most confident guy.
Definitely. But I feel like those are cues though, like when people like I was watching a video, people start talking faster, like if I'm talking I start going real fast, messing up my words and shit, that shit's gonna seem like you're not confident at all. Hands sweaty, fucking doing all sorts of shit. Looking away, like
yeah, a lot of dudes they can't hold eye contact with a woman, you know what I'm saying? Being able to hold eye contact with a woman, that'll take you a long way. It'll usually carry the conversation, and you'll probably intimidate her because a lot of women can't hold eye contact with men. I've been in positions where I'm looking a woman in her eye, and she feels weird about that. You know what I'm saying? She'd rather us talk like this, like you looking that way and I'm looking straight this way, and we just talking. But me, if I'm with a girl, like I'm gonna be looking in her eye, looking at her body language and all that stuff. I said it. Just analyzing her and giving that attention that she wants, but she might have never got from a dude before, like that raw. Like sometimes people don't like to be seen. They don't like to feel seen. And that's like a bigger whole topic that you can go into, like hood dudes when they walking down the street, like what the fuck you looking at? You know what I'm saying? It's because you see them and they don't want to be seen. They think you see behind their mask.
Damn, I was about to say we can really get into that because really that shit they kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of being scary. But anyway, but definitely like, and it is important to look people in their eye, even men too. Like, and that's how you know if a man's like, I don't want to say I don't want to use the word beta, but like you kind of beta. Like if you're walking down the street and you speak to a man and he's just looking like and just pays you no attention, it's not you, it's literally him. It's something in him that can't nod heads. Like if you give somebody a head nod, he just look at you, it's a him thing. You can't take none of that shit personal.
And a lot of dudes, they think they that dude until a bigger guy comes in the room, or a more masculine dude comes around in the room, or and things like that, which you shouldn't be like that. You should build yourself up to where you're so confident about yourself. It doesn't matter what another dude looks like, his body better, he taller than you, this, that, or the third. You should feel good about yourself and still be able to look that other man in the eyes and equal and like, yeah, we're both men. I'm saying, like, I'm not intimidated. You should be intimidated by another man. Like, that's a telltale sign of what people call like beta and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I don't like to use those words alpha and beta because, to be honest, we all men. There's different types if you want to like break it down. And some, like, we do have, like, to me it's just more feminine men and masculine men. Like masculine men have certain traits, and then more feminine men have certain traits. So
definitely. And like I don't, to be honest, I don't really like that term beta either, because like when you start referring to like some wolf shit like beta, alpha, like what makes you an alpha male, like I feel like it gets kind of too confusing.
Yeah, because like they'll see, like for example, like Hamza, he has Sam. I've seen people like call like, oh, Sam's a beta, but Sam's not a beta just because he knows his role and knows he's the editor and he's like he was like the right hand man. Just because he's not like the main guy that's doing the things, it doesn't make him a beta. He can be alpha in his own right. Just like I can be this big celebrity or star or whatever is coming for me in the future, and you can't. I can have a security guard, but you can't say, oh, because he works for me and he does this, that, and the third for me, that he's a beta. Nah, the security guard, he probably bigger than me. He probably look more intimidating than I do. He probably hold his shit down and hold his family down the same way I do. So there's nothing beta about that to me.
It's not at all. And I feel like that goes like all around, especially like just people that like, even if you're not too big into fitness, like people that mostly like do calisthenics, or let's say they run or do gymnastics, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Even a dude that just does gymnastics, that doesn't make him beta. He can still be an alpha in his own way.
Yeah, he might be the most manliest gymnastic niggas. I won't even say gymnastics is a feminine quality. I think like flexibility and stuff is something we all should see for. I be telling niggas like, yo, stretch every day, stretch every night. You know what I'm saying? You definitely should do that. You should work on your flexibility, especially as you get older, because it's gonna affect things like your posture and just how you look overall, and you don't want to be the nigga that can't, or he pull a muscle every time you fucking you get to moving or play a sport. You can't move around with your kids and your son. Like, you want to be as mobile for as long as possible. And
definitely.
Stretching and flexibility is a big part of that.
Definitely being agile. Like, nobody wants a stiff nigga. Like, your girl, like, if you stiff in the bedroom, I promise you, that shit's weak sauce. Like, you got to be able to fucking move, my nigga. Like, use your fucking hips, thrust, my nigga, thrust.
And those type of sports and stretching like that, those work those muscles to where you do have the endurance to where you ain't getting tired after a few minutes of stroking. I'm saying, like,
definitely. And I feel like even vice versa, looking at it, like, even a big jack guy, that doesn't make him like so alpha. Like, there's big jack niggas out here that's legit gay.
They either that or either that or they have some very feminine qualities, like being like emotional as hell, maybe from them steroids or whatever. You know,
anger
like,
issues.
Yeah, like to me, those is feminine qualities, like anger issues, being overly emotional, being like hyper insecure. A lot of those like big jack dudes have like body dysmorphia, which isn't really talked about a lot. We hear body as dysmorphia and we think about girls that get their body done and things like that, but a lot of men have body dysmorphia where they don't like how they look, and it could be valid reasons, like maybe they overweight or whatever, which, not saying, to me that's just, you need to get your ass in shape. But a lot of dudes, they be hyper jacked and like, oh my god, I'm not jacked enough, that guy looks bigger than me and better than me and blah 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 blah. Like, to me that's like stems from insecurity. Like, be secure in, especially if you work hard for your physique, like you should be secure in it.
Definitely. And I feel like that was like a bigger trend going around like a couple years ago, body dysmorphia. It was like being talked about a lot more.
It's because of social media, man. People keep comparing themselves, comparing their bodies to other people when you shouldn't be doing that.
At all. Like, everybody's genetics are so different. Like, this person's 8-pack won't look the same as this person's 8-pack. It just won't. Like, in some shit, it's like, you gotta find what you like in your body.
Be the best version of yourself. Now, so that's all it really is. Be the best version of yourself. Don't compare your body to nobody else's. Now, if you're a bodybuilder, that's kind of part of your job. But do the hard work, go crazy in the gym, and let the judges compare. You know what I'm saying? Don't be worrying about what the other nigga doing, and now you fucking getting in 10 extra workouts in one day, and you're fucking breaking cartilages and joints and shit because your ass going too hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, let the judges do the comparing, and you just do the hard work, stay in your lane, and focus on yourself.
Definitely. And all this ties into building confidence. Like, that's why it's so important to work on yourself, because it's literally will bring confidence. You won't have body dysmorphia if you're just working on yourself. Like, you won't have none of these problems. Simple as that. Boom. Now, like, onto some lighter stuff, because this was a deep one. I ain't even gonna lie. This was real deep, talking about trauma and stuff. So I'm gonna just get right to it. Do you get naked when you have sex? Like, do you just get booty ball like ass naked?
Butt naked? Yeah, for me it depends. Like, if it's me and my girl, we in the crib, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, I don't do that socks on type shit.
Wait, you talking socks off? Like, we talking
socks off all the way naked? Like, why not? To be honest, like, now if I'm somewhere else, or if it's somewhere like I don't feel comfortable to wear, or it's just like a hoe or something, then like usually probably not, especially if it's like a quickie or something, maybe you in a car or in a closet somewhere, or just if you somewhere where it's like not 100% safe to get butt naked, then not saying you probably shouldn't. But if you just you and your girl, like, I feel like that's just natural. Like, you want to get as primal as possible so you can really like fucking dominate her and ravish her. You know what I'm saying?
Then hold on. So, like, let's say like you got on socks, like you start having sex, you're taking off your socks if you have on socks type shit. Like, you're taking the socks off. Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't know if it's damn, is it socks on or socks off? One of them makes orgasms better. It was some study. I don't know if it's true though. I think it's socks off though.
They sound probably is socks off.
Yeah.
Y'all probably rubbing each other's feet and shit.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta get primal. I think if you really get into your nude, like all the way nude, like, you're gonna be as primal as possible, and that's gonna just make the the sex better because y'all really like connect on a deeper level. If you care about that, like with just a hoe and quickie or whatever, then do your thing. Like you ain't gotta take your pants off for that. Like,
that shit is crazy. Me personally, I'm more of a I got teased for this. I've been getting butt ball naked, but like I'm not gonna lie, like if my socks are on, they're probably gonna stay on. It's gonna be me just with socks on though, just cause. But I'm not embarrassing my feet though. I feel like I got cute feet.
yeah, I mean, some dudes is like keeping these socks on. Me personally is like, I mean, I don't wear socks on a regular. Like, I have socks on right now, but usually I'm I be grounding and stuff, so I go out in nature and put my feet on the bare ground. So it just feels naturally for me to move around without socks. Like I used to be a big sneakerhead, but not as much anymore. Usually on a regular day, I got slides on with no socks, especially if it's not cold outside. So that's just I'm just a socks off type of dude in person. Like if I got socks on too long and I'm not like out and about, I just feel uncomfortable. Like if I'm chilling in the crib, just sitting down, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck am I socks on? You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally though. So
definitely,
some people
that's tough. So like your average every day in the crib, you probably don't got on socks.
Yeah, don't have on socks.
Didn't that make sense? That makes
even
sense.
like I didn't have get-togethers at the crib and shit before, and I'm the only nigga in the room with no socks on type shit. Yeah. That's just how I am, and I'm comfortable like that. I'm comfortable. I'm confident. I don't care. Like I have pretty nice looking feet. I got a surgery scar from football. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, like that's just how I am. So when it comes to sex, it's no different for me. And I can't sleep with my socks on either. So.
I feel like that's a big thing too. I sleep without socks too. And I'm the same way. Like I walk around my house barefoot a lot. Like I definitely do. And I go. I was about to say I'm a lot. Like in the mornings, like I just gotta like move somewhere or get the mail. Like I'm probably walking out there, no shirt, no socks, straight. Oh, the only thing I got on is some long PJs, and I'm just walking. And I've been doing that as a kid though. No shoes, like, cause you know it's good to feel shit. But like then I get stabbed in the foot and I be kind of mad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's the only thing about that no sock shit, man.
But as far as like sex naked, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's gonna be better to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes if you getting it in quick, like I said, like you might leave lifting her skirt up behind the building or something, and you whip your willy out. Like I know me sometimes with hoes, I wouldn't even like take my boxers out. I just bring my Johnson through the
hole.
through the hole in the boxers type shit. Like
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never hit a bitch like that. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a joint like you probably you questioning if shit like dirty or whatever too. Cause like if you put I feel like if you have the condom on and then you bring your penis through the hole in your boxers or briefs or whatever, then it's like extra protection. You know?
I was thinking the same way because you're not getting no fluids like on the base of your
like
that
your balls protected in the motherfucker, like you. But that's just like you really, like I said, like you not gonna do that with your shorty or whatever.
Definitely.
Or someone you like making love to.
Literally, she probably won't even like that. Have you ever had a girl say like you tried to not take it off and she was like, no, take these off? Like she didn't want to have sex with you without it.
Without my
let's say like without clothes. Like she was like, cause some girls like that intimate shit. I ain't gonna lie, some girls do. Have you ever like was not going to and had a girl say, no, you need to take this shit off if we're gonna fuck? Like your clothes.
Nah, I haven't had a girl say that.
That shit crazy.
I would have been like why, like.
Yeah, I got a girl like that. She don't like.
I've had Jones
don't like that shit at all.
Tell me to get naked, and I wasn't going to at the time, but it wasn't like a requirement. It was more so.
That's basically what I mean, though. That's
Oh well.
I mean, she's not gonna force you to. You better fucking get naked, nigga. Like that.
Yeah, like it wasn't a requirement, but it was just like her preference for me to be butt naked. But then in those moments, depending on where I am, I don't know. Like that was a long time ago, but depending on where I am, I don't know. I might feel like it's a setup. Like, hey, why you want me to get butt naked so quick? Like, you know, pop out the closet and start pistol whipping me. You know what I'm saying?
That
like,
shit would be crazy. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. It does depend on where you are. Like, cause I feel like getting naked in the car is crazy. Like I feel like car, you gotta leave one pants leg on. You never know.
I got butt naked in the whip before, but usually,
Yo, ass cheeks. What's on the window? You going crazy?
Yeah. Like, if anything, like in the car, I'll probably keep like one pants leg still in the pants.
Yeah.
And maybe probably still have my shirt and stuff, like whatever my top on, type shit. But yeah.
I usually do take off my shirt just cause like that shit can get in the way sometimes. Like and like I love titties. Speaking of that, like what are you? Titties or ass?
I'm more of an ass man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not I know some dudes that like love big titties. Not all the milkmen might be mad at me for that, but I ain't really a milkman. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more of like a little to medium titties type of dude. I like ass, but I'm not like ass obsessed like most dudes to where like, and it's all niggas think about nowadays is ass type shit. Like especially in our community, you know what I'm saying? We're a little bit too ass obsessed, but
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like a little booty, you know what I'm saying? Not too big. Feel like too big, that's more for fun, like all the BBL and all that shit. But I feel like you can't take a girl like that serious. She walking around with all that ass. Like, you can't take her as serious. Like, to me, it's too much of a distraction. It's a tactical liability. Like, you can't even hide around the corner because her ass sticking out and shit like that. And you trying to duck and cover and shoot from behind the cover and shit. And her ass sticking out. She done got shot in her ass. That bitch leaking and shit. Like, it's just not tactical at all. So.
I was about to say, me personally, I love titties, man. I've been a titty fan like around my whole life. Like sucking on titties is probably one of my
I like sucking on titties. I met one girl that said that didn't do nothing for her before, like that she just had them non-sensitive nipples type shit. So I still did it just cause
Literally, cause really it's not for her, it's for me. That's how I do it. It's not for her, it's for me. Have you ever sucked on titties like with a nipple ring? Like some nipple ring titties? I ain't never got some shit like that. How that taste?
I mean, the titty with metal, you know what I'm saying?
Titty with metal sounds.
It's not. Crazy. It don't really do nothing for me. Like I said, like I fuck with the titties. I like sucking on them, but to me, my pleasure if she like, cause I done made the jump orgasm before just sucking on her titties.
Literally,
so, like
you get crazy.
So to me, I get pleasure from that. Just hearing the moans and all that stuff that comes from it.
I like that a lot. Me personally, always been a titty fan. Yeah, literally, the milkiest man. If you ask me, the milkiest man.
Shout out all the milkman out there, though. Not respect. Shout out the ass man out there, but not the ass man that just fuck anything with the ass. Like y'all niggas need to be on motherfucking. Fuck it. Y'all need to be arrested.
I was saying they need to be in prison. I was thinking that same. Niggas might gotta go to prison, like see some, just for a little bit though, just for a little bit. But that is the end of today's episode, man.
Yes sir, man. Like I said, man, we got that boxing content coming. Me and Meechyyy gonna get a few rounds in. I'm saying it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a nice experience. Hey, 10K, we coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Islanders. Big love. Put big love in the chat.
Big
man.
love.
We made it all the
like
way
that.
through, man.
I was gonna say put ass or titties, but I like big love better. Big love is a lot better.
Yeah.
Big love. But man, thank y'all, man. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment for us. We love hearing from y'all. Let us know what kind of videos y'all want to see, man.
Yeah.
Love y'all, man.
Love y'all. We out, man. Y'all check out our other channels and all that stuff too.
Definitely.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We everywhere.
Everywhere.
We got more platforms coming soon. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff coming soon.
Definitely.
We working hard. Do the hard work when you don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all.
I like that.